Hey y'all, welcome back to Bookshelf of Opinions, episode 7. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Elizabeth.
Sorry, I hesitated because I couldn't remember if we decided we were going to keep saying which episode it was.
We're inconsistent, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's season 2 though, in case you didn't know. So we're 7 episodes in. Anyways, what have you been listening to?
Okay, so same thing as the past 3 months. Wicked
Okay.
and Niall Horan.
As it should be.
I've also listened to a lot of Christmas music now, as we're
As
in
it should be.
December, which is bizarre.
Disgusting that we're already in December.
I know. I was looking at my calendar today at work, and I was like,
Thanksgiving
ugh.
being late is just throwing me off.
Yeah, but I'm specifically listening to Lumineere's Christmas.
A very interesting Christmas choice.
Very good. What have you been listening to?
Lots of Christmas music.
Any particular?
I love Kelly Clarkson Christmas.
Obviously.
Like, I know people coin, that's the word, Mariah Carey, the Queen of Christmas, but Kelly Clarkson is my Queen of Christmas.
Well, and Pentatonics. I feel like...
Pentatonics. I love Pentatonics Christmas. Like, they just do it so well.
Yeah, here's my thing about Christmas music. I do not care who the artist is. If they have a Christmas song, it's immediately going to my playlist. So my playlist is a modge podge of of so many different artists, like rappers, country, like it's so many different things. But it's Christmas music.
I listen to a lot of Nat King Cole Christmas. His voice is just so lovely.
That's good.
And then I've been listening to a lot of Ben Platt. I missed good old Ben, and I was like, I have to listen to you now.
I love River by Joni Mitchell, one of my favorite Christmas songs.
His River
makes me cry.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've been missing him lately.
I know. We talked about him one week, and then I was like, I haven't listened to him in a hot minute. I need to bring it back and give him the love he deserves.
His dad produced Wicked.
I know. And I'm so glad he didn't have a part in Wicked because of that.
I know.
Like, he very easily could have...
Anti-nepotism.
No, but like, he very easily could have done anything, and I would have been okay with it because it's Ben Platt, and he's a musical, like, he's a Broadway baby, which I think if you're doing Broadway as movie, you should pull from Broadway.
Oh, yes.
And so I would have been A-okay with it, but I love the fact that he wasn't in it.
Yes.
But I mean, I also don't think he should have been Evan Hansen in the movie, but even though he was the original Evan Hansen, only because he just didn't look like a high schooler.
Yeah.
Like, he could play a college student. Like, he could have played Fiyero. Not that he could have played Fiyero and should have played Fiyero, but he could have, like, matched that age better than he did playing a high schooler. Like, he's college, not high school.
Yes. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun fact, I was in Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen. The movie. You can see me in the arcade.
I still haven't seen that movie.
I think I finally watched it. It's on HBO Max. Or Max, sorry.
I will watch it.
It's a cute
I'm shocked
movie.
I haven't actually watched it.
I for a long time was waiting for my mom or Lily to want to watch it, and then eventually I was like, no, I just need to watch it. And then I was like, well, I can't watch it now because it's going to make me sad. And then eventually I just watched it and bit the bullet, and it didn't make me as sad as I thought it was going to.
That's good.
It's just such a good musical.
I just always think of you when I hear it, when I think about it.
The show is just so good.
I want to see Hadestown though.
I was talking about it the other night with my high school girls, and
my cousin just went to go see it, and I saw she posted the playbill, and I was like, we should go see it.
I don't even know what we were walking somewhere, and somehow I said, don't worry, I won't look back for you or something. And then one of my girls was like, stop, no. And I was like, and she loves musical theater, and she was like, we are not talking about Hadestown right now. I said, technically I wasn't talking about it, but now that you bring it up,
let me just dive into it.
And then one of the other girls was like, Hadestown, and I was like, Orpheus and Eurydice's story. And she was like, oh, I don't know the musical, but now I want to know it because it's their story. I'm like, see, we love Greek mythology.
We do. It goes with everything.
And it's just so... Anyways, vocally is just so good.
That's good.
I love musicals. Anyways, what have you been reading?
Okay, I am still on Skyshade, but I actually read a little Christmas book that I reread it because I read it last year, and it's by Catherine Walsh. And I know it says last December, but she has really good, just wholesome Christmas, and they're based in Ireland, and and they're brothers, and there's 2 of them, 2 books. So I reread the first one, and it's so good.
Did you know that there's an island in Scotland or Ireland that they will pay you to move to because they're trying to populate these certain islands?
Sign me up, baby.
No, every time my brother said that either last week when we were at Thanksgiving or the week before, and I was like, Yes, gladly. You don't have to pay me. Just let me come live here without having to go through complicated visa processes.
Yes.
Anyways, sorry.
No, you're fine. So I read that, and that was just a good, like, oh, getting into Christmas. Sorry, have an itch. All right, and so now I'm on Skyshade, and I'm not far into it. And no, I'm very, very early on.
I can't ask because it's just new enough that I don't want to.
It's hard for me to read because I'll just say that she's just dogging on Grimm the whole time.
I promise you, it gets better.
We did have a little, like, where she was like, I want to love him, but my heart says no. But I'm just saying, just go with your instinct.
You have to remember, she's having to fight the fact that
I know, and
he's lied to her, and he has, like, dismissed her and not included her in things.
And I forget that she
learned to love someone else.
Yeah, that's what I forget too. I forget that she, like, is currently in love with Oro.
Like,
do you feel satisfied with the ending?
No.
To me,
I feel satisfied with pieces. My heart broke a couple of times. And so I think you'll like parts of it. You will for sure like parts of it. Parts of it broke my heart. There were other things that I wish would have been done slightly different. I have to forget this is not the last book. As much as I think it's not. Oh, trust me. It is not the last book. That ending.
Don't say.
I know. But the ending is truly the last, like, 3 or 4 chapters. There's so much.
I also think
and there's just lots of plot points that you're gonna love it. I think because you like intricate plots.
Because I'm a little bit confused so far, but I also was very confused in Nightbane. But I don't think I love her that much.
She's kind of I go back and forth on my feelings for her.
I just love Grimm. I'm gonna be honest. When she's like, I don't want to wear your dark ball gowns and braided crowns and be the girl, I'm like, all right, move to the side. There's plenty of people that want to be in line. I
100% understand her decision to go back to Grimm, but at the same time, I'm like, but Oro.
I do kind of feel bad for her. I'm kind of like mourning him.
Girl, your heart's gonna break for him. Like, I promise you are gonna feel bad for him.
But I'm still
you are a hopeless romantic.
No, but Grimm.
Not hopeless. You are romantic. You will feel bad for him, though.
Grimm is hopelessly in love with Isla.
So is Oro.
Okay, what are you been reading?
I finished Skyshade. And then I started. So on Kindle Unlimited is the Cruel Prince.
Okay, they're on Kindle Unlimited? That's fantastic.
The first 2 are on Kindle Unlimited. You have to buy the third, which annoys me, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather spend $13 for technically 3 books. But at the same time, it's like brilliant marketing. I love it for Holly Black. Like, she gets you to read the first 2, and then you have to read the third. And there's so many little, like, novellas off of it.
And apparently there's a new book coming out. I don't know, because I have kind of put off reading.
I don't want their story to continue. Like, I'm happy with where their story ended.
I have put off Cruel Prince because I know people love it, and I'm scared. But now I'm going to read it.
I read it 3 books in 2 days.
Oh.
And so,
what an overachiever. Like, we applaud you.
I had nothing better to, it sounds bad, but, like, we were driving all Saturday. I got home. I did what I needed to do to, like, unwind from being on a vacation. Then I was like, let me just read. I went to church Sunday and I read. I went to church again and I read the second I got, like, those books. You have to get over the fact that, like, the fairies they talk about are different than Sarah J. Maas's. And you have to get over the fact that, like,
I forgot to turn on my echo cancellation.
I did too. It's fine.
Okay. I just noticed that.
The fairy differences of, like, these fairies are fairies, not fae, and they also
I know that someone have
some animals. Like, Prince Carden has a tail, which is not a spoiler.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's like one of those, the Hear Me Out cakes.
Oh no, Hannah!
It's giving Hear Me Out because that's the only animal feature he has is his little tail. Like, Hear Me Out.
I do know that about the book. That's been one of the reasons I'm like,
you're gonna read it though, and you forget. Like, it's not like it's intricate to the plot, but, like, all of these, you'll read it.
Like a monkey tail or like a fox tail?
It's got no, it's not a fox tail. It's like a little coily. I guess it's more monkey tail, but, like, it's also not like I think it's described as like a devil's tail, in a sense. It's like one of those things. It's the Hear Me Out. Because he is just.
I wish our audience could see me rolling my eyes.
I wish they could see me grinning. It's like, it's just giving. I don't know how.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. And I'm not saying that I'm not invalidating your feelings.
Enemies to lovers.
Okay, and that's what I will go into it wanting.
And we love all the little side characters and side pieces. And
see,
just
I love enemies to lovers, but realistically, I don't want enemies to lovers.
I don't know. I'd be okay with this enemies to lovers.
I mean, for my own life, I feel like I'd kind of been like,
okay, but like academic rivals also gives enemies to lovers, and
oh,
I could be
for
okay
sure.
with that.
But Percy Jackson and Beth, that's kind of enemies.
That
That's rivals to lovers.
Exactly. So I think anything where they're at conflict and not like because you're loving the worst parts of each other.
Yeah. You sent me a post about them, and I was like, I miss them. So I went to a whole spiral of watching tons of or not just looking at little memes of Percy Jackson. I was like, and then I realized like, oh, how much I miss all of Percy Jackson.
I didn't want to go back and watch it, but anyways, I finished this trilogy, and then I started Spectacular today because since it's December, I'm ready for my Christmas special, and I've read the first chapter and like all the prologue and the.
Do you love it?
I'm very curious for it.
I have heard
no idea what it's about.
Interesting things about it.
I'm so intrigued because it starts like recapping one person's story, like the first chapter, but it's like, but this isn't the story of the great holiday that we're talking about, and then it's the next chapter starts on Tella. And so I'm really just, so intrigued.
You know what? You're struggling to get me a Christmas gift. Just give me a Spectacular and give it to me. Or, I feel like that was that TikTok. Spectacular. Give me 14 more. Just give me Spectacular.
So Spectaculars. Got it.
And just give it to me early so I can read it before Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
I have heard.
No, I'll just get it for you. I won't get it for Christmas. I'll just give it to you.
No, you can just give it to me. I mean, I'll take it.
Obviously, I can. You know, that's how we just work.
I heard a lot of people I heard it's a step up.
So I've heard different things. So because I think what people are posting on social media but it's not.
Okay.
Like what people post on social media, I think is to like bait you into reading it.
Oh, okay.
But from what I understand, people are like, this is what people are posting, but this is not what it is.
It's like the same level of
what they were. Like it's still like that closed door YA type vibe.
Okay,
but not,
which I
appreciate.
I would prefer, you know.
And that's what I want. That's why I like the series is because it's not overtly like.
Oh man, I miss Legend.
I miss Julian.
I remember hating Julian. Do you remember me? I was dogging on that boy.
I love him.
I love him now.
Only because when I read him, I knew they weren't going to introduce a random person and then just like have him disappear. Like I knew he was going to. Have you read
Six of Crow and Juiced?
Well,
that man got a whole chapter for himself.
Julian stuck around a little bit longer than Juiced.
That's one of my favorite things I like to bring up. Like, there's no like, I have a friend who just read Six of Crow, and he was like, "So who's Juiced?" And I'm like,
"Where is he?" That's what we all want to know.
Oh
my gosh! But yeah, you should read The Cruel Prince.
Okay, I will. Especially on Kindle Unlimited, for sure.
Read the first one; it doesn't hurt. I'm curious what all the little side bits because there's like one little novella that's about one of the other characters. But
if I love it, I'm gonna want the paper, like the copy.
I know I want it in paperback, but at the same time, I'm like,
so one of those books that just stays on Kindle
Unlimited. It's one of those books that, well, no, like there's nothing bad about it. Like it is YA. Like I would recommend it, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel bad. Like I want it on my shelf, but I know I'm not going to probably read again unless it's on Kindle because now that I bought it there, but it's one of the, I don't know.
I get that. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, my Thanksgiving was quite lovely.
Good.
It was quite beautiful. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I realized I don't actually love that Thanksgiving food that much. I don't like eating it after Thanksgiving.
Oh, I love Thanksgiving food, leftovers. I mean, as we've discussed, I love food.
I do too, but I realized like I can't. Like I had 2 Thanksgivings and I can't eat it after that.
Oh, no. We had our regular Thanksgiving. My uncle made mac and cheese. 3 different types of cheese in it this year. He did 2 last year, 3 this year. There were 10 of us at Thanksgiving. Technically 11 because we took a plate to my great-grandmother. Dude made 5 pounds of mac and cheese, 10 pounds of mac and cheese.
Wowza.
Oh, ridiculous. Like we still have it sitting in our fridge because we were hopeful he was maybe just going to take it with him. No, we barely ate through half the pan while we were there. Then, so all of us ate mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. On Friday, my family of 4 and then 5 because my sister's boyfriend was there. We all ate a portion of mac and cheese. We came home. I think Saturday we had some. Like we genuinely and there's still some sitting in our fridge. But it was oh my gosh. We had sweet potato souffle. My sister made a corn casserole, and I was a little weirded out. I didn't know what it was going to be at first. It's literally just like the Jiffy, the sweet corn bread mix, corn muffin. whole corn kernels, sour cream, a stick of butter, and cheese on top. That thing, oh my god, that was quite delightful.
I'm sure.
And then I ate so much ham. I mean, I probably ate half that ham all to myself between the 4 days of it. I mean, and the sweet potato, oh my gosh. And then my uncle gets this chocolate chip cookie pie from a bakery. They sell out quickly around the holidays. Good Lord, that thing was delightful.
It sounds good.
I mean, now I want to make the trip. I want to figure out where he goes. He's like, don't get it in the holidays because you have to like order it. He got one of the last 4. But oh my gosh.
That's how I feel about green bean casserole. Like, I could eat it so many times after.
Our green bean casserole was whole green. Like, it was string green beans. It was not how you should make it.
Not like canned?
No.
Oh.
But that's because the uncle who made the mac and cheese made it, and it's fine.
You gotta have, like, the crispy onions on top.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
Mm.
I also had Brussels sprouts on Thanksgiving. And
I
like
doctored up Brussels sprouts or just regular Brussels sprouts?
They were, like, roasted, I think.
Roasted, no, like my dad does it with cranberries, feta cheese, and he like grills them.
It was someone's family member that made it. Like so I don't know. I just felt a shock. But it tasted good, and I love Brussels sprouts.
That's a good thing. I like those are one of my, I don't know why those are one of my favorite vegetables.
They're one of my. I love them. I will eat them. Eat those and asparagus. Love them. Ooh, and fried green tomatoes.
Oh wait, no, I want fried okra.
Oh yeah, I just like things fried.
Amen. You can tell we were raised in the South.
Fried cauliflower too, with like Worcestershire sauce or horseradish sauce.
Oh my!
Not
I
Worcestershire.
had fried cauliflower, fried mushrooms.
No, I draw the lines at mushrooms.
No, they're so good. That's what when my grandpa used to take us to like wings and things. Is we'd get a basket of fried cauliflower,
yes,
and then he'd get a basket of fried mushroom, and because it's fried, I'll eat it. I dip it in that ranch. Ranch or horseradish is what he and I would eat that basket of fried mushrooms all to ourselves, and he would get a separate basket of fried cauliflower because he's like, if you're going to eat the mushrooms, you get the cauliflower too. So he and I were in our own little world.
Wings and Things has fantastic fried cauliflower. I just love fried okra. Like I could eat buckets of that.
I want to go to Golden's now. They got good Southern food. Oh my gosh. Can you tell we also haven't eaten dinner as we're sitting here?
It's such a comfort food, man. Oh, Dancing with the Stars finale was last week.
Oh, it was. Are you tired of us just talking about food?
No, I was just trying to update current events.
Yes, current events. Dancing with the Stars. Joey won.
We are very pleased.
We are pleased.
Granted, I love Joey. I've been rooting for. He was who I wanted to win since the beginning because
I loved Joey winning.
I loved his season of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Love him.
I'm anti Chandler should have placed in the top 2 instead of 3rd.
I'm shocked she was not top 2.
I'm sad. I know for sure votes is what got Alona there.
Oh yes,
and which makes me feel better that I know it was votes that got her there, but I wish like it was the dance.
I was a little bit when Alan started crying and Alona started crying. I was like, oh, I feel guilty. So I feel sad, but I was like, no, I don't. Joey needs to win.
They made it far. Like they can't. They did. Mad. She's an Olympian. She knows you win some, you lose some.
Yeah,
and she's a bronze medalist too. So like. She's used to not winning. I'm so sorry.
But Val, have you seen the videos of like Val jumping up and down when Jenna and him?
He's such. Did you see the post that they made of Jenna made with their son, and it's all their like,
and it's like the 2 Len Goodman Miraballs have been in her house, and then it's like especially after them making the dance in honor of him,
Emmy nominated for it. It's just so precious.
It's precious.
I love that for them.
Me too. It was a very tense Tuesday watching it.
It was an intense Tuesday.
Intense. Yes, that's what
I was like, I mean, I guess you could cut the tension with a knife, like of how intense it was. We were all huddled together, and
yes,
it was scary.
Yeah, my sister fell on the ground.
Yeah, she did. Like
took me down.
She just like dropped.
I was scared.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like it truly, Danny made sense. Danny and Steven where they were.
The fact that when Alona was not called as 4th place, I was like, oh, what's happening?
No. I was expecting her. I was like, I could see her coming in 3rd. I wish Steven had done better purely because of Riley's freestyle.
I will say, that freestyle just based on choreography was amazing.
It was amazing. Do I think that should have won him the competition? There's some people who are like, he should have won because of this. And I'm like, no. Like, you got to look at the whole season.
Yeah.
But like that one dance, I'm so glad it's getting all the hype it deserves
Yes.
because that was the top freestyle.
Yes. Have you heard of the Wattpad book, Sideline the Quarterback and Me?
I
Okay,
think
so it was a Wattpad book, and so
it's a movie now, right?
now it's a movie, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
There's another Wattpad book though that's a movie now
Oh yeah,
that Amazon. What's it? It's like the summer camp one or like a fat camp one.
yes, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but anyways, I heard a lot of people. It's like a good, like you want like enemies to lovers, like it's just like high school romance. It's good, so I'm
Okay.
interested in watching it. I can't remember what it's on, but anyways,
That's good to know.
random information if you
That
want
is
to know.
random information.
But yeah,
I'm sorry. I have zero random topics to just jump to. I'm
You're
out of my
fine.
pop culture moments.
I'm trying to think of pop culture moments that happened. I got 2 tattoos today.
She did get 2 tattoos.
So by the time you're listening to this, I've already had tattoos
Yeah.
for a couple days.
But you got them right before we started recording, which I feel like
I
is the
did,
exciting
and
thing of it
I
all.
literally went from work straight to the tattoo parlor. I said, "Hannah, you want to come with me?" And
I
we
said,
did.
obviously.
And we were out of there in less than 30 minutes.
That was the fastest tattoo appointment.
It's also your
honestly, I've never
only
been
tattoo
to one. I don't
appointment?
have a tattoo, but like,
And no, the lady was so fast and so
Mhm.
efficient, so friendly. I'm definitely gonna go back to her. I got 2 tattoos as well. So like,
really, you got 2 tattoos? I didn't know that.
whatever. I don't know if I said that, so maybe I did. But I'm just saying, like, for 2, that was fast.
Yes, that really was.
So anyways,
I was shocked. I was thoroughly impressed.
yes. Yeah.
I don't know. There's some stuff that I'm like, I feel like we need to talk about, but I also don't know what that stuff is, you know?
Interesting. I had that Dan and Shay Christmas song stuck in my head. It's officially Christmas. That's because one of the classes at work are doing that for the Christmas performance.
I'm just in school brain still of thinking of what all I have to do this week.
I only have a few things left for school.
That's great for you. I have a paper I have to add another 1,000 words to. I have to write a whole nother report.
Oh,
And
because you're
then-
graduating. but
Yeah, and then I have to film my personal narrative and edit it. It has to be like a full-on thing, which I'm just gonna
Hannah
make it
applied
like a
to
vlog.
law school, guys. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Where were we?
Thanks, Elizabeth, for hard launching that for me.
Oh my god, Hannah! How you said that on a group chat? How am I supposed to know that you?
I don't know.
I
These are
am-
just things that I don't expect. It's one of those things that my life is private, and so I tell my people, and I don't expect my people to tell. It's okay. I'll have to tell them
I
at
was
some
not
point.
trying to expose your life. I was just trying to hype you up.
It's fine. None of my family listens to this. We're good.
I am so sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
No, I feel really bad about it now.
Oh no, it's totally.
You can expose one of my secrets.
I have zero secrets to it. I'm not going to do that. I do have secrets I could expose though, but I won't because I'm a good friend who knows not to just expose secrets on the internet.
But I was doing it I have good intention.
Yeah, but I could have at least said my news. Guys, I applied to my first law school.
Okay, well, you're making me feel like crap now,
I'm
but I'm not going
sorry.
to let you make me feel that way.
No, you're right. You're
I-
the one who gets to control your emotions. It's not me controlling them for you.
I know that. I was just trying to say it in a positive light, but we'll move on. Anyways,
Oh well.
glad you think this is funny.
It's just
We haven't had an episode like this since we did the book bracket, and I said, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
It makes me think of last week when we were talking about how we both know how to push each other's buttons and how you get overly emotional and I'll just go angry. This is what which angry is an overly emotional response. But this just makes me think of that. And it's just funny to me. You know, I'm too unserious.
So glad you think this is funny.
Unserious a word?
Yes.
Oh,
I heard
sorry.
Moana 2 was not good because it didn't have Lin-Manuel Miranda music in it.
I could see that. I've heard a lot of people liked it though.
Oh, well, I sure
A
hope.
lot of people with kids really enjoyed it.
That's good. I mean, I'm sure like visually and storyline's good, but I heard the music wasn't hitting the same.
You can't have one artist write and do all the music and then suddenly be like, deuces.
I wonder why he wasn't in it.
They probably didn't want to. He's probably like, Moana's story is told. Or they couldn't pay him enough, or they didn't want him.
The fact that we have a live action Moana 2 is extremely awkward.
No. It's an animated Moana 2. And then there's a live action Moana coming.
I said the fact that we have a live action Moana 2 as well.
I realized after I started talking that that's what you probably meant as in also, not as in two. And so then I hate English. The fact that we have two, and two, and you just have to know which one I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. What's that? There, and they are.
There, and there.
There, and there. Yeah.
There, and they are.
Yeah. Well,
Two,
anyways,
two.
I meant that we have a live action Moana
Yes.
as well.
And thank you. And they're actively filming it. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson is Maui. I get why Ali Carvalho is not Moana. And I'm glad she passed it on to someone else. But I'm also like, we are so used to your
We're
voice.
having a live action Lilo and Stitch though, and I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
Love...
And the girl who plays Lilo just looks so precious.
So precious. I saw her do a little interview thing, and she was just like, "Well,
Yes.
it was just."
And
precious.
it's her getting interviewed. The one I saw was her getting interviewed by the other little girl who does interviews.
I
like
do
the
not
little
like
diva
that little girl.
I like her attitude.
Sorry, that was rude. It's not that I hate her. I'm just saying, like, it's awkward to me. She's like trying to be 18, and she's like, what, 9?
Yeah. But what's precious to me is just how like much of a little diva she is.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I've definitely seen her interviews with like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
I'm like, oh,
crack me up. But I'm also like, girl, go back to elementary school.
No, I'm like, be a kid, please. But also, like, look at you.
She does these interviews. She's like, so what? Oh, she was interviewing Lily Collins for Emily in Paris, and she goes, so what defines your style as you, Lily? Do you mind if I call you Lily on free? And I'm like, girl, like,
go for it.
You're 9. Talk like a kid. Like, I don't know. It was just weird to me.
But like, some of them kids mature early, and she's probably reading a script, and it's. If I had parents who, well, I don't know actually.
It's just she's a child, so that's what is just awkward to me. But anyways, that's my opinion. But
we love child labor.
No, we do not.
So I forget they can't see the faces I make.
Yeah,
y'all just have to know my tone by now, obviously.
Insert in parentheses Hannah sticking her tongue out as a joke
with
close
a winky
parentheses
face.
With a winky face. Close parentheses.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I feel like the urge to be like ASMR, but I hate ASMR.
I like some ASMRs.
I don't like where they're like.
I don't like the mouth
chewing,
ASMR where they're like chewing and they're making overly like smacky noises or like too like
when they're cutting hair though.
That or like I like the tapping sometimes. Yeah. The ones where they do the makeup. I love watching like Get Ready With Me ASMRs.
This isn't ASMR, but I love watching ice restock, especially like holiday themed ones.
Ice break talks?
Ice restocks.
Ice restocks. Thank you. Oh, fridge restocks are so any restocks are so satisfying.
Ice restocks get me.
There's that one girl who has like 14 million different types of ice, and I'm like, what do you use all of this ice for, and how do you go through it so fast? Consumerism. Like that one girl who packs her Stanley.
Yes.
Like consumerism at its finest, but also you go girl because people are watching and they are commenting on you, which means you're getting money.
Yes, exactly.
For all these
work in the system.
I know influencers are like, stop hating on me, but I'm like, you're getting views by people hating on you. You're willingly posting your life on the internet. If someone started hating on us because of this, I mean, I'm sure I would take it a little bit personally, but at the same time, like I'm willingly sharing any of this.
Yes.
And your hate shows that like you care enough to listen. Exactly. Which means and to respond to it.
Guess what we watched the other day? We watched To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I know I told you about that, and I just forgot like how it's so cheesy. Good. And I forget it's a Jenny Han book because I was like, wait a minute, why is she in the background? And then I forgot like I love Peter Kavinsky so much.
I love Noah Centineo, and
I love him. And then I was like, man, I really want to watch the second one because Jordan Fisher's in it, and I love the plot of the second one. I don't like the third one though. I'm anti-third one.
The second one, I don't like the fact that they have issues.
I agree, but I like Jordan Fisher, but I don't want his character to be
that. But
no, I just like Noah Centineo.
He's so
like I just like him. He has a great character.
Austin and Ally.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Austin and Ally. He was what was his name?
Dallas.
Yeah. I was about to say Dawson. I'm like, no, because that was her last name.
Yeah. He just like in the movie is like I was watching it with my sister and her boyfriend, and it was so like 2017, like the peak, like you're playing like all the music, like I was just like, wow, this brings me flashbacks, you know, like nostalgia of being like high school and middle school, you know. I don't know. I feel like that makes me sound old, and I'm really not old, but I was just like, wow.
No, you're old.
Not relatively, I'm not.
No, but you're, well, yeah, no. We're not old.
No.
We're young.
Yeah.
Even if I feel sharp hip pains. Like I'm dying.
It's okay. I have really bad knees.
Look at us. Together
Quite the
we're
pair.
kind of a functioning body.
Semi.
That was only 9 minutes of just random talk. This is what happens when we don't plan our podcast episodes and we're like, we can just talk about whatever.
And this is what we did last December. And then once it kicked January, we got into the swing.
It's just because we're in the Christmas slump.
Yes.
Of life.
We need to do a readathon again, though.
We do. We still got 3 months till February. Ooh, we need to go to a hockey game again.
We do.
We need to go to a hockey game again.
We love hockey games.
It's so aggressive and it's so much fun.
The amount of times I was cheering for a fight was insane. And then when these little kids came out and they're nearly fight broke out,
I was like, yes!
I was like, fight! Like, and I felt bad because they're like, what, like 8? But I was like, that's like, I don't care
what you do, because then there's also so many rules around like whether or not you're allowed to fight, and it has to be instigated for you to be able to do it and not get in trouble. And then the difference between college and pro, though, you can't fight in college at all, which is sad. I mean, you can technically, like there's loopholes, like, but that's why you go watch the pros.
Me and you got a puck. I always forget that.
It still sits in my car.
Oh, in your car?
Yeah, so it's with me wherever I go.
Oh, sweet. Hopefully, if you get in a car accident, you remember to grab it out of your car.
What?
If you get into a car accident, they're like, take all your belongings. Wait, I gotta get my hockey puck.
It's also fun because it's one of those things of like, share a fun fact, I have a hockey puck in my car.
Yeah.
Or like...
Oh, I have that. I have an Elvis clock in my car for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know Quiplash?
Yes.
Like one of those things of like one of the things when it gets to the Faking It, that game in the little party pack. One of the questions we played one time, this was like not long after, it was maybe March of this year. It's like a month later. It was like, what's one random thing you have in your car? And I was trying to throw people off from thinking I was the faker. I wasn't the faker. And I was like, what's an obscure thing that like they might ask? And so I put a hockey puck. And so everyone thought I was faking it. But then I was able to get the faker, get more points. And then they're like, Hannah, why do you have a hockey puck in your car? I was like, well,
let me tell you. You have a hockey sweatshirt.
I do. I haven't worn it yet.
Oh,
I need to. But I also want to save it for a game. But I also know I can't save it for a game. I should just wear it.
You know what? Figure out when their next hockey game is, and we'll go.
They're like every weekend.
Okay.
I mean, well, it depends if they're home or away. I've also, I'm not gonna lie, nothing against the Gladiators. Have looked. I can't think of what is Nashville's team. Now I can't think of it.
Gladiators are not good, so.
No. But the closest team we have is Nashville, and like. Yeah. I don't want to drive to Nashville.
Take a weekend trip.
Same time. Exactly. That's I'm just saying. Graduation? Present? Trip?
Bingo.
But their tickets are a lot more expensive. I'd rather pay our $20 to go see the Gladiators and probably
second
lose.
Row.
Yeah.
Me and you walked in there and we were like, wow, we're really close. And it was just us for the longest time. That was such an interesting stage of our life.
It was. I don't know if we ever need to sit that close again. I also want to sit on the penalty box side.
Yes.
Like nothing against like the players' benches, but like anyways, we don't have to talk about this.
No, sorry. Also, like I barely have any knowledge of like technical terms of hockey. I just like it, so.
You know what the penalty box is?
Oh yes, but I'm saying like I don't want to sound like I know everything about hockey. No. Everything we've talked about, like I know, and I know stuff. Like I had friends playing hockey growing up, but it's just like I don't know that legit technical.
No. I like the violence.
Yeah, I agree. That's partly
that's like the reason I watch it.
I agree.
Couldn't tell you teams, obviously. Well, I can't tell you teams, just the basic teams. Anyways.
Yeah.
Hockey.
You know what I love?
What do you love?
Bad X Factor and Britain's Got Talent auditions. And American Idol.
You're going to cry.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I love watching the bad ones. Like when they're getting into fights. Oh my gosh. There is these two best friends and one's named and they're British. So she's like, I'm Abby and I'm Lisa and they're so British. And she's like, so yeah, like and they're like, so why do you want to be on the X Factor? And this like 2000, like early 2000s. They're like, well, we don't know. We just love singing and everything. Sorry, I apologize for my accent, but I can't do it.
I'm here for it.
They're like, I don't know. You want to give it a shot? Like, I don't know. And they like have such a bad attitude. And then the girl, Lisa, tells everyone, they all start booing at them because they're like have a bad attitude. And she's like, oh, shut up. And then the other girl walks off the stage and then she comes back and they're like, well, we're just going to sing for you now. And then they start singing and it's horrible. Like Simon is dying, and they stop it. I'll show you because I love watching it. Like I'll probably watch it so many
Oh,
times.
now I want to go on a singing show though, so I can sing badly and just get the attention of it all.
No. And then and the Lisa girl, she goes, well, at the end of the day, we don't really care what you think. We're just out here trying. And I'm like, girl, you're literally on a you want their
You
opinions.
care what they think, otherwise you
And
wouldn't
so
be on
then
the show.
the other girl gets so upset that she walks off again and punches her friend in the face.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, and there's this one where this girl gets so mad her dad comes out on stage. It's so bad. I love watching them, and it's probably a bad thing, but they're so funny to me.
Sorry, I'm trying to track my sister's location. I'm quite confuzzled on where she is. Oh, no. Oh, okay. She's driving down a road. So sorry. I get distracted easily.
You're fine.
If you couldn't tell. That was not a smile. No. I'm so sorry. I need to work on my faces.
I think you have a beautiful face.
Thank you. I mean, I know I do, but like...
You're welcome. I know I do. We love the self-confidence.
We love the humility. If you can't say it, who will?
Exactly.
There's... I don't know. There's so many different things that I'm like, yeah, in my brain, but at the same time, I don't want to say them, and then that sounds stupid.
Just say them.
Dancing through life. This morning at the gym, me and the girl I go with were both listening to our music, and we started the Wicked movie soundtrack at the exact same time, so we could like listen to it together, but obviously have our own music. And it gets to Dancing Through Life and like popular, and like we're going. And I'm a person. I don't care if people look at me like I'm a performer at heart. It's what I do. And so I'm start like dancing and like mouthing the words around the gym. And there's like one girl in her own little world with her headphones on and like lifting weights. And we're like, okay. And then there's two grown men come walking in and to go on their treadmill, and they're just like start slow clapping. And I'm like, there's people in here. Okay.
Oh, I think I would have turned beet red.
I was like, I mean, and then I kept going and I did not care anymore. But it was just in the moment. I was like, well, this was fun.
I love that. I obviously Defying Gravity is like one of my favorite Wicked songs, but what I not that's underrated because I feel like no song in Wicked is underrated, but The Wizard and I, like, especially Cynthia Erivo, the way she enunciates the words, I love to sing it in her. I try to sing it in her pitch. You know, it's so
Wizard
good.
Wizard and I is so good. Like it is the best I Want song ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just, it makes my heart so happy.
When I went to go see Wicked again, because I saw it twice, I went to go see it this past Saturday.
You saw it twice?
Well, these people didn't know.
I know. Sorry.
These people.
I realize, I forget the people listening have no idea. And so then I'm over here being snarky for no reason.
Thank you.
It's who I am. I can't help it.
Well, you can help being friendly. I'm just kidding. Anyways, moving on. I like in my brain, even though I know this wasn't going to happen, seeing it twice, I was like, oh, I'm going to see the second act, duh. And then I was like, and I knew I wasn't, you know?
The heartbreak of that.
But I still was like, all right. And then, no, I'm immediately going into, thank goodness. And I was like, nope. No, we're not. And I was like, but I feel like the second time I was able to like study more the choreography. And I was like, I could do that. I cannot do that, but I could do that.
Did you see that apparently it's rumored that Ariana and Cynthia are going to play, I don't know why I said Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are apparently going to play Glinda and Elphaba in 2026 April on Broadway. Like it is rumored that they have signed contracts to do that, and then they're going to implement not a ton, but some pieces of the movie into the stage show.
I'm going to cry.
I don't know if that's true. That is literally an internet rumor. However, I was like, interesting. If it is, I don't know if I like it though, because that means they can jack up ticket prices insane, and theater should be accessible for all.
That is very true. I saw a behind the scenes photo of Cynthia in Act 2 filming, and her hair is down, and it looked very much like No Good Deed or As Long As You're Mine. And I was like, yes, the evil. Not the evil, you know, like what it is. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I can so vividly remember seeing like at 10, and then last year of like when Elphaba was like on her knees and she's like over the book and she's singing the spells. I'm like, oh, like you feel the evil into it.
I'm so excited. I didn't even realize, like, I'm excited to see her change, because there's one girl on TikTok who is playing Elphaba on Broadway right now.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
And I didn't realize until like watching some of her videos that she gets repainted during
Mhm.
Act 1, like during the intermission, because Act 2 Elphaba is like just different enough of green and like the contour and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, the fact that they use her physical like look to change her personality, it
Yeah.
just makes me
It's
so
a little bit,
excited.
it's more defined in their face, and then their hair is down, and the dress is different. I
I love it.
overanalyze all of it. I love it, though.
As you should, because it tells so much of the story.
Yeah, it is. It's so good.
It just makes me so excited. Sorry, I'm like a deer. I see cars drive by and I'm like,
Oh, you're fine.
let me look at them.
It's okay.
Anyways, I
So
really don't know what to say.
It's okay. It's a hodgepodge episode.
It is. I have a little bit of a headache.
I'm so sorry. Drink
It's okay.
water.
I'm probably dehydrated. I really also haven't had anything except that cookie today and coffee.
Okay, well, we will eat after this then.
Yeah. Eat 3 square meals a day, my friends.
Or 2.5. I do that.
Or at least just eat something that's not sugar.
Always eat something.
And drink water. I have stayed hydrated.
Good. I have an Awala and I have my Stanley, and I try to finish at work my Awala before lunch, and I drink my Stanley for the rest of the day.
Look at
And
you,
today
hydration
I was kind of behind, but every day at work I'm like, oh, I'm behind or I'm ahead, and I always tell my coworkers that.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, well,
We love you all dearly.
do we?
I do.
I like how you say we love you all dearly. I tell my high school girls I hate you all equally.
Wow.
That
is what not to do.
That is exact. Actually, that's funny because that's on a list of how not to lead students that they've created based off things I've said. It's actually a fun list. I think it's in my notes app still.
You are the standard of what you should not to do.
Exactly, which is ironic because I love my high school girls.
Good. It would be bad
And
if you were leading them and you did not like them.
I show love through being mean. That's what one of them realized last night.
Yes, we have clearly seen that in this episode.
I love you.
I love you very much. Very dearly.
Good.
We're in this like phase of constantly seeing emotional like TikTok or Instagram posts, and I feel like we've been in it for like a week. And I'm like, but they keep on popping up.
They keep on popping up, and so then I'm like, I have to send them
like,
to you. Then I'm also like, Elizabeth, stop freaking sending these to me. But then I'm like, but I have to send them to Elizabeth.
I'm like, Hannah's probably so done with me sending them to me, sending them to her. And then I'm like, but I feel like a disservice if I don't send them to you.
And I'm glad that you equally send them as much, because then I'm like, I want to make it not feel like we're just sending social media things. And so then that's also why I texted you, because I was like, if I don't, this just feels bad.
That makes sense.
Well, I meant to do it on Thanksgiving. And
you made me a little bit concerned the way you did it. I was like, is something wrong? Is Hannah dying?
I realized, we could talk about that later. I realized after I said it, I was like, it's too late at night. And this is too heartfelt for me to have just randomly.
And you were the one to initiate it too. But you know what I'm saying? I was like,
no, but
something's wrong.
I realized after I sent it, I was like, she's going to think something's wrong. And then I didn't see your respond. And so then I was like, well, I'm going to go to bed. And then I realized, crap, if she responds while I'm asleep and then she like freaks out because I don't respond after, like, I hope she knows everything's okay. Because everything was okay. I just wanted to show my love for you.
Thank you. I love you.
I know. We're such good friends.
And we love you all equally.
We hate you all equally.
No, that's where you say we hate you all dearly.
Oh. No, I don't dearly hate them. I hate them equally. Bye.
Goodbye.